Welcome to the third session of web application development course. So today, initially I planned to discuss about WordPress, but I changed the things and I decided to uh, do some CSS work. So then it will help to our WordPress design. Okay, so therefore today we have a special lesson. So now we are going to discuss about some advanced things in CSS. So um, if you can do these things with me, so it's up to you. You can do it. So I remove these things, the previous week's lesson. So then I edit my CSS file also. Here I'm using HTML file and CSS file as an external CSS file. Okay, now you know how to write CSS in our HTML. So one way is we can use inline CSS. The second way is we can use internally we can write some block of CSS code. So then third way is we can write the external CSS file and we can link it into the HTML file using this link tag. Okay, so here I am using the third way. So I have a CSS file here. So then I have the HTML file. Okay, so now I save the file. Let's reload the file. Okay, so remove these things. I change this one into H2 tag. Okay, so today there is a special part. Now we are going to discuss about CSS box model. Okay, this is what we call CSS box model. So every element in the HTML, okay, so every element in the HTML page, it's a kind of box. Okay, so it means now the here I have H1 tag. This is H1 and this is H2. This every element is a kind of a box. Okay, can we make a box? Okay, can we make shape box? Okay, so this is a kind of H2 tag. So it's also a box. Okay, hammer element had a box. Now if I link an image into this web page, so if I insert image into this page, so it's a box. Okay, hammer element box. Okay. Have you got the point? So every element in this web page is a box. Okay, shape of that every element is box. Okay, so now here you can see what we mean by a box. Now this yellow colored area is our content area. Content area mean now here you can see now here lectures. Okay, this is the content lectures. So EA1140- web application development 1. This is the content of this H1 tag. Okay, this is the content of H2 tag. That is what we mean by content. Okay, so here now this green color area is the content area. Okay, so if I apply it to these lectures, so lectures is the green color area. Okay, මේ කොළ පාට area එක තමයි මේ lectures එක ගන්න. මොකද ඒක තමයි content එක. Okay, so this is the margin of the content. This green color area, this is the margin of the green color area. Here, this is the border. Okay, මේ තියෙන හීනි line එක. ඒක තමයි ඒකේ margin එක. නැත්නම් ඒක සීමාව. නැත්නම් border එක ඒක. Okay, so every this element we can add a border to every element. We can add a border. Now this is the content area. This green color area is the content area. So if I add a border to this green color area, so this is the border. You can see now this gray color one or the pink. Pink color එකක් තියෙන්නේ. area එක තමයි මෙන්න මේක නේ gray color වගේ. ඒක තමයි border එක. Now every content we can add a border. Okay. So if I add a border to this green color area, this is the border. Okay. So now you can see if this we can consider our content as a box or every element as a box. Now box has four sides. නේ box එකක පැති හතරක් තියෙනවා. දැන් අපි මේ elements අපි box එකක් විදිහට සැලකුවොත් box එකකට පැති හතරක් තියෙනවා. Okay, so left side, this is the left side and this is the right side, bottom and the top. Now what can I do is, now this is the content area. So if I want to add a border only for the right side, I can do it. එනි මට දකුණු අත පැත්තට විතරක් නම් බෝඩර් එක ඇඩ් කරන්න ඕනේ, දකුණු අත පැත්තට විතරක් ඇඩ් කරන්න පුළුවන්. Okay, දැන් මේක box එකක් විදිහට තමයි අපි සලකන්නේ. ඒතකොට මේ තියෙන්නේ අපි මේ content එකට border එකක් ඇඩ් කරොත් කොහොමද තියෙන්නේ. ඊට පස්සේ මේකේ වැදගත්ම දෙයක් තියෙනවා, very important part, what we call margin and the padding. Okay, margin and the padding. So margin means we can keep some space. Here you can see margin, margin right, margin bottom, margin left, margin top. We can keep some space between this content and this another content. So we can keep that space from outside of the content area. Okay. කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේ content area එකෙන් එළිය පැත්තට අපිට පුළුවන් මේ එළියට ඉඩක් තියන්න. ඒ ඉඩට තමයි අපි කියන්නේ margin එක කියලා අපි කියන්නේ. Now if I want to keep some space, now we have two, imagine now we have two elements here. Now I want to keep some space in between these two elements, this H1 tag and the H2 tag. So what can I do is, this is a box and this is also a box. So I can keep margin. මෙයාගේ අතර margin එකක් තියෙනවා නම්, ඉඩක් තියෙනවා නම් මට මොකද්ද කරන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් මේ දෙක box දෙකක් කියලා අපි සැලකුවොත් මේ දෙන box දෙකක්. එතකොට මට දැන් මෙයාට උඩිනුයි මෙයාට යටිනුයි margin එකක්, කියන්නේ එතනනේ ඉඩ තියන්න ඕනේ මෙන්න මේ දෙන්න අතරනේ. ඒකට මට කොහොමද margin එකක් තියන්න පුළුවන්? මට කියන්න sides කොහොමද නිකන් අදහසක් කියන්න මට උගලන්න. So now I want to keep some space in between these two elements. So how can I do it? I do not need codings. I just need an idea. Yes, Kali. Can anyone tell me? Okay, Supun says add margin top style. Okay, add margin top style to which element?
lecture කියන එකේ top side එකේ margin එක තියන්න පුළුවන්.
lecture කියන එක නේ, lectures කියන එක.
Oh,
Or one way is we can keep margin, that we can change the top margin of the lectures, which mean this one, this H2 tag. H2 tag එකේ top margin එක මට පුළුවන් වෙනස් කරලා මේ දෙකට ඉඩ තියෙනවා. Oh, any other answer? Yes. Oh, I can change the bottom margin of this element. නේ? ඔය ක්‍රම දෙකටම මට පුළුවන් මේ දෙන්න අතර ඉඩක් තියෙන. If I want to keep some space in between these two elements, I can use two different ways. One way is I can change the bottom margin of this element, or I can change the top margin of this element. Okay? So the important part is margin is we consider from the outside of the content area. In the outside of the content area, so if we can keep some space from this border to onwards. Okay, maybe in the content area in එළියට තමයි අපි margin එක සලකන්නේ. Okay, so next thing is the padding. Padding is also a kind of space. Okay, margin එක කියන්නේ padding එක කියන්නේ ඉඩක් තියෙන එක තමයි. Okay, so padding we consider to inner side of the content area. Now, if I want to keep some space between this border and our content, I can change the top padding. This here. Okay. But padding එක කියන්නේ අපි content area එක ඇතුළට සලකන්නේ, margin එක කියන්නේ අපි content area එකෙන් එළියට තමයි සලකන්නේ. Okay. So content area is this yellow color, green color one, then the border, then the margin. So padding we consider in the inner side of the content area. Okay. Okay, now let's do it and we get some knowledge about it. So now I want to add a border. You know, I want to add a border to this H2 element. So how can I do it? Go to this one. Now, if I want to add a border, I can use these CSS tags. Okay, CSS these things. So first thing is I want to mention the style and the border width and the border color. I can change these three things. Okay, so border types or the styles, these are the styles. Now solid one, dashed, dotted, double, insert, inset, outset, groove, ridge. These are the border styles that I can use in the CSS. Okay, so I copy these things and I paste in my H2 tag. Okay, CSS width I change to 2 pixels. Okay, the style is dash. Okay. Then I save the file. And I refresh my file. Now you can see. Now this is the border of H2 element. Now you can see. Now this. Okay. Do you have any questions? Do you understand the these things, or do you have any questions? Any issues? If you want, you can try these things with me. Okay. So now you can see. Now I have added the border to this H2 tag. So you can see now. Now the border is. You can see it's fulfill the width of the screen. මේ screen එකේ width එකම යා සම්පූර්ණ ගණන් තියෙන්නේ මෙයාට. Now this is what we call box model. So now this issue tag, now it has a content size of this size of content, but it's fulfill the width of the screen. Okay, so if I want to change it, let's try with width with 100 pixels. Then I can change the width. Okay, so here you can see the content width and the height. I can change. Okay, height and the width I can change. So if I want to change it to 200, so I can change it. Normally it's take the takes the full width of the screen. Okay, so default value is full width. So if I want to change the width, I can adjust it. Okay, so now I want to let's try a few other border types. Okay, solid. So this is solid. Then dotted. This is the dotted one. Then double. So I can't change the variation. So double mean we should have two lines like this. Okay. So inset. Let's try inset. So I can't see the variation here. Okay. So I try with the dash. So now if I want to, so I want to keep some space between these two elements, the top side. So what can I do is I can add margin top. So I can give values like this 100 pixels. Okay. Now you can see here we have some space between these two elements. Now if I want to add some space between this left side of the screen and the element. So what is the parameter that can I use? Margin. I want to keep some space from the left side. Then what is the CSS tag I can use? Yes, margin left. I need answers. Okay. You can't speak, you can use chat window. Okay. You can see now here we have some space. Okay. Likewise, I can adjust the space between elements by using margin, that property. Okay. So now if I add like this now, padding top, I change it to 50 pixels. Okay. Now you can see here. So not from the outside of the border or the this content area. So it's applied to inner side of the content. මෙතන ඔයගලන්ට ඒකනේ අපි කතා කරේ. මේ content area එක ඇතුළට තමයි padding එක apply වෙන්නේ. එතකොට මේ border එක තියෙනවා, border එකෙන් පස්සේ ඇතුළට තමයි. එළියට යන්නේ margin. Okay? ඒක තමයි ඒකේ තියෙන වෙනස. But if we do not have the border here, If you don't have the border here, now you can consider the total space between these two elements. Okay, we have a margin and the padding also. Okay, within make elements දෙක අතර සම්පූර්ණ ඉඩ ගත්තොත් අර margin එකේ padding එකේ දෙකම එකතු තමයි මේ තියෙන්නේ. බෝඩ් එක නැතුනම අපිට මේ වෙනස පේන්නේ නැහැ. Okay, හැබැයි බෝඩ් එක අපිට තිබ්බොත් ඒ වෙනස අපිට පැහැදිලිව පේනවා. ඒක ඔයගොල්ලන්ට අවබෝධයක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. මොකද්ද margin එක කියන්නේ? මොකද්ද padding එක? padding එක වෙනස් කරොත් මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? margin එක වෙනස් කරොත් මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ කියන එක ගැන ඉඩයක් තියෙනවා. Now I add padding left. Okay, 50 pixels. Now you can see here we have some space. Okay, so inner side of the content. Okay, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So now this is what we call a CSS box model. Every element in the HTML we can consider it as a box. So in the box we can add borders and margins, paddings, those things. Okay. So now the padding you can see. So here I add padding top, padding left. Okay. So if I want to add padding for all 4 sides, what can I do is I can use just only padding and I can put the value. Okay. Like this. And then we have we can add padding for all the 4 sides at once. Okay, so if I want to add right side and the bottom side, so I can one way is I can use padding right, padding dash right, and the padding dash bottom. Okay, 2 different values. But here you can use this padding shorthand property. Okay. So in the shorthand property, these are the types. We have 4 types. So first type is padding. I just use padding and use one value which apply to all 4 sides. Okay. So if you use like this, 25 pixels space 75 pixels like this, using padding and like this, it's applied to vertical and the horizontal both. Okay. Now I copy this one and I paste here. You can see, so let's go to inspect element. Let's see. Now here you can see padding top 25, padding bottom 25. It's mean vertical one. So the vertical one का मैं सिरास साथ टा उधर टा देखता मैं ऐड करना विसिपा पास एक समान value है इतना तीन value है the पास से right side and the left side 75. It's mean here I use 75. It's applied to both sides, left side and the right side 75. වැඩි තේරෙනවනේ එතකොට එයා අපි values දෙකක් දුන්නා මෙයා 37ටයි 37ටයි මේක 37ට මේක 37ට apply කරනවා දෙපැත්තට. Okay, so this is the second way, and the third way is this one. This value apply to top, this value apply to horizontal, this value apply to bottom. Okay, මේක top එකට මේක bottom එකට මේක 37 දෙපැත්තටම add කරනවා 50 සමාන. Okay, so if you use this way, this is top, right, bottom, left. Okay, then I no need to use 4 properties. I can just use one property and I can't I can use like this. If I want to change this one, maybe 120. Okay, can use like this. Okay, so one student asks, it can be added as percentage value. Let's try this one. 20%. 25%. 50%. 55%. Yes, we can use percentages. So percentage, if I use percentages, you can see we can add percentages. So, and we can add some kind of units. Okay. Or I can use this keyword auto. Then the browser calculates suitable value when it apply to these properties. Okay. So the best way is if you want to use like this shorthand property, it's much better to use this one, because now if I use 4 properties, I have a very lengthy CSS file. Okay, otherwise I can use very small one by using this type of shorthand properties. Okay, so similarly, padding and margin also we can use that shorthand property. Okay. Okay. Do you have any questions? This is we discuss this box model. I give 1-2 minutes. Please try this one. This is very important. So try this one. I will give you 2 minutes. Okay. Okay. Then we have a very special element in the HTML, which is what we call div. Okay, div, div. Okay, we call it div tag. The meaning of div is division. Okay, so it means I can divide screen with some into some we can divide screen into some space according to this width and height. Okay? So we can separately divide screen into these separate areas by using this div tag. Okay, so now let's go to our faculty website. So now you can see now every this type of websites are consist of div tags. Now here you can see now body tag. This is the HTML body tag. Then here you can see div tags. Okay. So then anchor tag, anchor tag. This is another tag called header. Then here you can see div tag. Inside this div tag, we have another div tag. Then another div tag. Here, lot of div tags. Okay. So the specialty of this div tag is we can divide screen into some separate areas. Okay. So div. Here you can see these are all div tags. Okay. So by using this div tag, we can divide screen into separate sections, or we can allocate some spaces for some special things. Like this, we can divide screen. Okay, මේ div tag එක use කරලා අපිට පුළුවන් screen එක කොටස් වලට කඩා ගන්න මොනවා හරි නැත්නම් මොකක් හරි ඉඩක් වෙන් කරගන්න එක දෙයකට මොනවා හරි වෙන වැඩකට අපිට ඉඩ වෙන් කරගන්න ඒ වගේ කික්කෙත් මේ div tag එක use කරලා අපිට පුළුවන් screen එක කඩන. මේ HTML වල තියෙන ගොඩාක් වැදගත් tag එකක් තමයි මේ div කියන tag. Okay. So Anuradha asked questions, is this the method which sites make mobile responsive? Actually, mobile responsive mean, I will discuss about that thing. Now, mobile responsive mean, page element, where you can click this button and you can get the some kind of separate screen. So here you can change your website width and you can see the responsiveness. Okay. Now this is what we call this is a kind of computer view. Then if I decrease the width of our website, you can see now this is kind of tab view, tab view. Then this is kind of mobile view. Okay, mobile view again. So the mobile responsiveness we create it by using this width and the height. Okay, there are some standard width height pairs. So we can use those width and height pairs to design a website. මේ responsive mobile responsive එක හදන්නේ div tags format use කරනවා. ඒක අපි use කරන්නේ screen එක divide කරගෙන එකේ කොටස් වලට වැදගත් කැලි දෙන්න. දැන් උදාහරණ මේ header එක div tag එක. මේ slide එක තියෙන එක div tag එක. එතකොට මේ heading header එක මේ මෙතන title එක ඒක div tag එකක තියෙන. මේ වගේ div tags අපි use කරන මේ screen එක බෙදා ගන්න. responsive එක හදන්නේ අපි දැන් මේ බලන්න මේක තියෙන්නේ computer එකක width එකට හරියන විදිහට මේක තියෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ මේක අපිට width එක අඩු කර කර බලන්න පුළුවන් කොහොමද එන්නේ කියලා mobile screen එක. දැන් මේ තියෙන mobile screen එක වගේ view එකක් නේ. ඒක බලන්න ඒක කරන්නේ මෙන්න මෙතන තියෙනනේ මේ height එකයි width එකයි. මේ width එකට height එකට අනුව අපිට පුළුවන් CSS ලියන්න. මේකට standard, with height pairs. Okay. So if you go to a style sheet of the website, style sheet of the website, give me 1 second. Go to inspect element. So here go to sources, then content, theme. Okay, this is the style sheet of our faculty website. Okay, this is style sheet. You can see style.css. Now in this file, you can see now these are those tags. Okay, within our tags name, HR, P, A tag, K, වලියලා තියෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ you know the differences. So then the classes. Now here you can see that's a special symbol at media screen and max width. කියලා මෙන්න මෙහෙම තියෙනවා 64යි EM කියලා. Okay. Similarly, we can find some another one here. මෙන්න මේකෙන් තමයි mobile responsiveness එක හදන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ මේකේ අපි ලියනවා මෙන්න මේ at media screen කියන property එක use කරලා if I use this at media screen property and here I want to mention the max width, okay, values, maximum width. So it means these CSS properties inside these curly brackets, these CSS properties are applicable if the maximum width of the screen is this one, this value. Okay. එන්න මෙන්න මේක ඇතුළේ තියෙන මේ CSS ටික බලපාන්න maximum width එක මෙන්න මේ වෙනකන් තමයි screen එක. එතකොට දැන් ඒක තමයි මේ ලියලා තියෙන්නේ. ඔන්න ගලි ගොඩාක් ඒවා මේකේ ලියලා තියෙන්නේ media at media කියලා මෙතන මෙහෙම පටන් ගන්න ලියන වෙදිනේ. maximum width එක 568යි px වුණොත් මෙන්න මේ ටික බලපාන්න. මෙන්න මේ ඇතුළේ තියෙන ටික. ඉතින් මේක bracket එකෙන් ඇතුළේ. तर මෙතනින් තමයි කරන්නේ screen size එක screen size වලට යා වෙන වෙනම CSS ලියනවා. ඒකෙන් තමයි මෙන්න මේ අපි mobile responsive එක හදන්නේ. ඒකට මේ මෙහෙම width එක බල අපිට පුළුවන් දැන් මේක හරි නැත්නම් මට පුළුවන් මේක තව මේ හරිය පැඩින් අඩු කරන්න හරිය මොන හරි කරලා මේක තව මෙහාට අරන් මෙන්න මේ width එකට මට වෙනම එකක් ලියන්න පුළුවන්. Okay. ඒක තමයි අපි mobile responsive sites හදන්නේ. Okay. ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් තියෙනවා මෙන්න මේ 568 ඊට පස්සේ ඔන්නගේ 700 ගණන් තියෙනවා ඒ 24 ඔය වගේ ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් values තියෙනවා. So we can use those standards to create our CSS with the mobile responsive CSS. Okay. So now this div tag is very special tag. So by using this div tag I can divide screen into separate parts. Okay. So now I use this one, I copy this one and I paste it over here in my HTML file. Okay. Now inside this sample page.html, I add the div tag. Okay. This is div tag. Starting tag and the ending tag. Okay. Now I save the file and I go to my So these things. Okay. Now you can't see anything in here. So, but if I go to inspect element, here you can see div tag. After this H2 tag, you can see div tag. So why can't we see the div tag here? මෙතන div tag එක තියෙනවා. අපිට මෙතන මොකද div tag එකේ මොකද පේන්නේ නැහැ. So what is the reason? What is the reason? Can anyone tell me? So what is the reason? I can't see anything here. Yes, Supun says nothing is inside the div tag. Yes, exactly. Now here, inside this div tag, we did not add anything to this div tag. Okay, so it means there is no content here. Okay, so I press enter, and what can I do is I can write something like this. Copy this one and I place it over here. Okay. Now you can see the content here. Okay. Or you can add any other tags here. You can just use the text or any other tags. Now I can use paragraph tag and I can put this one. Okay. So, or you can use H1 tags. Okay. Okay. So if you want to use any other tag, H2, you can use. Anything. දැක්කද? කියන්නේ මේ div tag එක ඇතුලේ අපිට පුළුවන් තව tags use කරන්න. Or if you want to use another div tag, you can use it. Okay. So what happens is by using this division tag, we can divide screen into separate sections. Okay. So now I remove this H21 and I keep H1. Okay. Now here you can see. Now this is the content of the div tag. Okay. පාඩම කල්පනාවෙන් අහගෙන ඉන්න. Okay. එතකොට now I go to inspect element. Now you can see, now I go to top of this div tag. You can see the මේම ගියාම highlight වෙනවානේ. මේ තියෙන්නේ. එතන තැඹිලි පාටට highlight වෙනවා and the blue color එකත් highlight වෙනවා. ඒ තියෙන්නේ සම්පූර්ණ div tag එක. Okay. එතකොට දැන් බලන්න මේ div tag එකේ ඔයගලන්ට පේනවා මෙතන තියෙනවා width and height of the div tag. So I can define the width and height of the div by using width and height properties, CSS properties. Okay. So if I want to change it to 400, so I can do like this. Now the blue color area is increased. Okay. So similarly, this is the width and the height. Okay. Similarly, I can add some padding, margins, and borders also. Okay, now I add border. Okay. All other CSS properties which we use to use in the at box model, padding, margin, border, all these are we can use to this div tags also. Okay. Okay. Now you can see the border. I add the border with these 10 pixel. Now I change it to 5. Okay, so solid one. Okay. So this is the way how we can use border shorthand property. Okay. So now I want to add a padding. Padding, I just use 20 pixels. Okay. So now if I want to center this one, what is the CSS property that can I use? I can make a center කරගන්න. That's what use කරන්න පුළුවන් property. We discussed in the last week. What is the CSS property that can I use to center this one? Huh? I want to change the alignment of that text. Then I can use text. Yes, text align center. Now it's centered. Okay. So likewise, I can arrange this div tag. Okay. So I can add some CSS and I can arrange the contents of the CSS, but I want, but the way I want. Okay. So, so actually these div tags are very important. So nowadays we use more of div tags in one single web page to divide screen, and we can add some nice CSS properties to these div tags, and we can do a lot of things by using this div tags. Okay. So now, do you have any questions? તમે div tag भी use करला. पर मैं div tag भी use करला අපිට පුළුවන් ගොඩක් දේවල් කරගන්න. ප්‍රශ්න මොනවද නැද්ද? Okay, let's try this one. Now I can add this okay, now I add this margin. This one, this kind of special property. Margin first parameter is 0, then the second parameter is auto. Okay, I copy this one. I paste it to here. Okay. now you can see. So if I want to center anything horizontally in our screen, so I can use this one. This margin, the first parameter is 0 and the second one is auto. Okay, then it will center anything to the screen in the horizontal way. Okay, some students says video is lagging or something. Okay, let me stop the share and we'll reshare it again. You know, how about the screen? Can you see this too? Okay, so okay, now currently we are discussing about the div tag. Okay, now can you see the changes? Okay, so okay, I will explain it again. So div tag is kind of very special tag we can use to divide screen. Okay, we can divide screen into separate sections. So div tag now in these days, one single web page we have a lot of div tags. Okay, so div tags very important. So we can use multiple div tags and we can put some separate CSS properties to separate div tags, and we can create some beautiful websites. Okay, so therefore div tag is very important. The purpose of the div tag is we can divide screen into separate sections. Okay, so div tag is similar to other tags. Now here you can see, I remove these things. Okay, now can you see the screen? Okay, so now this is our div tag. So I go to inspect element, and this is my div tag. Okay, you can see the width and the height of the div tag. Width is 300 and height is 200. So similar to our previous discussion, so box model we can apply to this div tag also. So every element in the HTML is kind of box. Okay, so in the box we can decide the width, height, padding, margin, border, all things we can decide in a box model tag. Okay, so div tag is also a box model. So here you can see, now this is our content of the div tag. So inside this div tag you can add multiple contents. Now if you want to add H2 tag, you can add it also. Okay, inside this one you can add H2 tags or any other text. If you want to add some another div tag, you can add it also. Okay. Okay. So now I remove these things. I only have H1 tag. So now I paste these things. I put border, padding, and text align. You can use to center the text inside the div tag. Okay, now I save the file. Now you can see this is our div. What I did was I add some border and I add some padding. Okay, and I center the content. Okay, so this is how we use div tags. Okay, in web pages, I can use like this. Okay, so no any difficult thing. This is similar to other tags also. The difference is inside this div tag, I can use another div tag. වෙනස තමයි අනිත් tag එක ගත්තම අනිත් tag එකක් ඇතුලේ තව night tag එකක් use කරන්න පුළුවන් හැබැයි දැන් H1 tag එකක් ඇවිල්ලා අපි තාම H1 tag එකක් use කරන්නේ නැහැ වැඩක් නැහැ නේ මේකේ වෙන්න කරනකොට තමයි අපිට div tag එකක් ඇතුලේ තව div tags use කරන්න පුළුවන් ඒ div tag එකට වෙනම CSS properties ලියන්න පුළුවන් මේ div tag එකට වෙනම ලියන්න පුළුවන් ඒ වගේ එක එක දේවල් කරන්න පුළුවන් okay now if I want to enter this div tag into the middle of the field. I mean, the middle of the horizontal weight. So that is a way we can do this one. This is horizontal centering with auto margins. This is kind of very nice thing. So I can use this one margin. The first this shorthand method margin. First parameter is 0. Then the second parameter is auto. Okay, now I just copy this one. I paste it over here and I refresh. Now you can see this div tag is centered in the horizontal line. So now if I go to inspect element and I go to a responsive mode. So if I change the width here, now you can see this one is also centered in every width. හැම width එකකම මේක center වෙලා තියෙනවා. පේනවද? ඒක horizontally center. දැනුත් මේ දෙක මේ දුර සමානයි. center ලා ඉන්නේ. මෙයා ඉන්නේ එතනම තමයි. එහෙනම් okay. So this is how we can center any element by using this auto margins. Okay. So do you have any questions? Do you understand the div tag? See, nothing any different thing, special things, kind of similar to other tags. The special thing is we can add multiple div tags inside any other div tag. Okay, do you have any questions? Customer dinner. Customer dinner. Then let's move to next part. Okay, now I have now I have really huge content here. Okay, now inside this div tag, I have a huge content. Now, what is the width and the height of this div tag? This is the width. Width is 300 and the height is 200. Okay. The mama මගේ මේ screen එකකින් මේ කොටස වෙන් කරන් තියෙන්නේ ඒකේ ඉඩ මේකනේ width එක 300 height එක 200 වෙන්න තමයි ඉඩ වෙන් කරන් ඉන්නේ. හැබැයි ඒ ඉඩට වඩා මගේ මේ div tag එකේ content එක විශාලයි. දැන් මේකෙන් div tag එක highlight කරලා you can see the highlight of the div tag here. This is the width. Sorry, this is the width of this div tag and this is the height. So, but H1 tag has very huge content and the content is overflow here. Overflow කියන්නේ මේක උතුරලා ගිහිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. නේ? මෙතන මේ බෝඩ් එකෙන්නේ වෙන් වෙන්නේ. මෙතනින් ගිහිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. දැන් මට ඕනේ ඔහොම උතුරලා ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවා control කරන්න. Okay. So this is how we can control, we can handle the overflowing content. Okay. So there are a few properties here. We can add now. There's a property called overflow. Okay. Now I first I use overflow scroll. Okay. Let's see what will happen in. Now, if I use this overflow scroll, it means we can enable the scroll bar to see the overflowed content. Okay, now our width is 300 and height is 200, but the content is very low, very huge content. So therefore, I can use this scroll bar and I can see the content. Okay, how can I did it? How I did it? I use this property overflow. The value is scroll. Ready there now? Okay, so there are some other values here. So one is scroll and the second one is hidden. If I use hidden, then what will happen? If I use hidden, I can't see the that overflow content. Okay, මෙතනින් පස්සේ ඒක හංගලා තියෙයි. Okay. If I use hidden, now there is a overflow. Now I remove this one. Okay. Now you can see we have overflow content here. Overflow means the size of the div is the height of the div is 200, but I have kind of huge content in the inside the div tag. මෙතන height එක 200 අපි set කරලා තියෙනවා. හැබැයි ඒ div tag එකෙන් එළියටත් උතුරලා ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවා my content. So the thing is I want to control this overflow content. Okay. So one way is now the property that I want to use to control the overflow content is this overflow property. Okay. One way is I can hidden the content, hidden the overflow content. Now I save the file and I refresh the file. You can see I can't see the overflow content here because it is hidden. Okay. Or I can use scroll here. Scroll. Then it will enable the scroll bar. Then I can see the overflowed content here. Okay. So then the next way is visible. Visible means the default field. It is visible. You can see like this. Okay. Then another way is auto. So what will happen if I use auto? Then it will automatically handle it. Now you can see. Now if I use auto, it will enable only the vertical scroll bar. Okay, මොකද මේ content එක මේ යටට විතරනේ තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට මෙයා මේ vertical scroll bar එක විතරයි enable කරන්නේ auto කියන mode එක මම use කරනවා. If I use the scroll mode here, it will enable the both. It will enable the both vertical and horizontal scroll bars. Now here horizontal one is disabled, but we can see the scroll bar here. Okay, so here best ways you can use auto. Auto can use automatically on එක අපිට පෙන්නන්න. Okay. Do you have any questions? මේක දිහා මම බලන් හිටියේ කියලා you can get the knowledge. Okay. What you want to do is you want to try these things at home. මේක වීඩියෝ එක බලන්න බලලා මේ නෝට් එක තියාගෙන පොඩ්ඩක් මේක try කරන්න. try කරොත් තමයි ඉතින් මේ පොඩවලට එන්නේ. මේක දැන් මතකයේ හිටින්නේ නැහැ මේවා. ඊට පස්සේ Google කරලා බලලා. okay. If there is a question in the chat window, do we have to have two files as .css and .html when we creating a web page? Yes. Now, if you now web page means it's a kind of HTML page. Okay. Then if you want to create a web page, you should have HTML file. Okay. So if you want to use now CSS, the CSS, we can use CSS in 3 different ways. The last week we discussed 3 different ways. First way is we can use inline CSS. Okay. The second way is we can use internal CSS. Internally, we can write some block of CSS. And the third way is we can use external CSS file. So if you are willing to use external CSS file, so you should have .css file. Okay. එන්න ඔයගොල්ලෝ වෙනම CSS file එක use කරන්න හිතනවා නම් තමයි ඉතින් .css file එක වෙනම තියෙනවා. එහෙම නැතුව උගලන්ට පුළුවන් මේක ඇතුලේ ඕන CSS block එකක් මේ head tag එක ඇතුලේ ලියලා use කරන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට external CSS file එක use කරොත් විතරයි ඔයාලට උතන files දෙකක් තියෙන්නේ. නැත්නම් ඉතින් HTML file එක විතරයි තියෙන්නේ. Okay. මම හිතනවා කියලා උත්තරේ හම්බෙන්නේ නැති කියලා. නැත්නම් ඉතින් ඕනේ නැහැ. දැන් මෙතන මම හිතනවා මට වෙනම ෆයිල් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒකයි මම මේ දෙකක් යූස් කරන්නේ. ඕකේ. මේ මැරෙන්න ඔයගලන්ට ඕන නම් මේක inline CSS ලියන්න. inline CSS ලියන දාන්න මේ ටික ඔක්කොම මේ ලියන්න ඕන ටික මේක ඇතුලේ මේ div tag එක ඇතුලේ style කියලා දාලා ඕකේ ලියන ඔය ටික. දැන් මේම ලිව්වම අනේ එක ගොඩේ වගේ හරි කැතයිනේ. ඉතින් අමාරුනේ මේ ෆයිල් එක. ඒකින් තමයි external CSS ෆයිල් එක යූස් කරන්නේ. Okay. So here now, by using this overflow property, I can control the overflow content. Okay. Then okay, I will give some couple of minutes. Please try this one. Okay. Okay. Now, can you see this screen? Okay. So I stop the share and I pause the share. That is why you said video is stuck. Okay. Now, now we discuss CSS, how to handle overflow content. Now, very special thing. Now, now when I go to inspect element here, okay. Now you can see now if I now imagine now I pick I go to this H1 tag. Now you can see it's highlighted. Okay, with the orange color one, it's highlighted. And you can see the content, you can see in blue color. Okay. So if I come to this H2 tag, you can see the content is highlighted with the color of blue, and the you can see another highlighted area with the orange color. Okay. So similarly, when I come to this H1 div tag, you can see the similar thing. So it means in the green color, you can see some highlighted area. In the blue color one, you can see the content area. Okay. So what is this one? So why it is highlighted like this? So any other any answers or any ideas? Now one thing is, now you know, if you add H1 tag, then H2 tag. So H2 tag is comes under this H1 tag, ne? H2 tag එකයි H1 tag එක අපි add කරොත් දැන් මේක බැලුවොත් H1 tag එකට යටින් තමයි H2 tag එක ඇවිල්ලා ගියේ. නේ දැන් එයාට පුළුවන් මෙතන පැත්තෙන් එන්න. මේ lectures කියන content එක මෙතනින් එන්නේ නැහැ. මෙන්න මෙතන මේ development 1 කියන එකට පස්සේ එන්නේ නැහැ. So it comes under this H1 tag. H1 tag එකට යටින් තමයි ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. මම මෙතන ලිව්වහම H1 H2 මෙහෙම කියලා අපි මෙහෙම හිතමු. I cut this one and I paste it over here. Okay, H1 එක ඉවර වෙනකොටම H2 එක මම දාලා තියෙනවා. But if I refresh the page, we can't see H2 tag here. So it comes under this H1. So do you have any ideas why? What is the reason? So Indra said box model. Okay. Any other answers? Any other ideas maybe? This is how H1 tag stack. Okay. Since H1 is the main, okay, Kumara, then if I add this one here, okay, now this div tag I move to here, okay, but if I refresh the page, now it's here, okay. So now you can see there is some kind of stack here. So H1, then H2. So think about this highlighted area. Another answer is standard HTML structure. Okay, so any idea with this highlighted area? One says left margin of the box is increase until the end of the line, margin and padding. One says margin. The best way to rename your name with your registration number and your name, okay? Otherwise, we can't take the attendance. What we do is we upload this now in Zoom, we can get the list of participants. Then we upload it into we have kind of Python code. Okay, we upload it into the Python code and we compare the name and the registration number with the SIS database, then we get the attendance. So therefore, if you use only one single registration number or anything, we can't say you are attended to the lectures. Okay. So therefore, use proper name. Now here we have UC 96583. I don't know who is that one. So best thing is use your registration number and your name. Okay, Tarushi, please add your registration number. Then there is some guy UC 96583 something. Okay. Do that thing in the every lectures, otherwise we can't take the attendance. Okay. Okay, so the reason is now you can see here there is some highlighted area. So the reason is now every single element we can display in the screen with two different ways. Okay, මේ හැම element එකක්ම අපිට පුළුවන් විදි දෙකකට screen එකේ display කරවන්න. Okay, these are the two ways. We say it as a block, rendered as a block, or as a inline one. Okay, so we have two property values, block and the inline. Okay, so block mean if I use block, okay, if I use block, it means it get the full screen width. Okay, අපි මේ block කියන use කරොත් අපිට ඒ මුළු screen එකේ width එක මෙයා ගන්න content එක යම් ප්‍රමාණයක තිබෙයි, but it takes the whole width of the screen. Length of the content may be smaller than the length of the full width, but it takes the whole width of the screen. Okay, so that is the reason. Now, if you go to this H1 tag, it's take full width, and when I come to H2 tag, take full width, and if I take the this view text, take the full width of the screen. Okay, so we can control it by using this display tag. The default value is block. Okay, now the default value is block. Now I get this CSS property, then I go to my code editor. Okay, I add this one into H1. Okay, now display block. The default value is block. Okay, block means take the full width of the screen. Okay, now I change it to inline. Okay, now I refresh the file. Now you can see here when I go to this inspect element. Now, when I go to on top of this H1 tag, you can see any orange color highlighted one. Okay, but if you come to this H1 tag, H2 tag, you can see the orange color one, because now I change the display type as inline in this H1 tag. Okay, again inline change mode content के प्रमाण इतना यागी ADI का हरी गस्सला किया. Okay, now I change at this one into H2 also. Okay. Now you can see what will happen. What happened? So now H2, now H1 here. Now H2 is came to this line. Okay. Why we have space here? Why do we have space here? Yes, left margin. If I remove this left margin, I can take this one into here. Okay. Similarly, I can, now I remove this left margin. Okay. I can take this one into here. This is what we call inline mode. Inline mode means we can add these things in a one single line. Okay. So these are the two types. Now there are some other types also. So basically these are the two types. Okay. So one thing is block. Block is take the whole the width of the screen. Give me 1 second. Okay, so then the other way is display inline. Then we take the we can set those tags in a one single line. Okay, so next property value is none. Mean display none mean we can hide that content. Okay, so if I want to hide this content, I can put change this value into none. Okay. Now you can't see this content. Okay. Okay. I change the display property value of this H1 tag into none. Okay. Now you can see we can't see this H1 tag here. Okay. So that is what we call display property. So we can mainly we have two types. One is block and inline. So if I add block, it take the whole width of the screen, and if we change it to inline mode, take we can add these things in a one line. Yes. Okay. Do you have any questions? Okay. Now, then we can control the visibility of the element. So here you have to do this one in the at your home. So you can try these things. Now there is a another property called visibility. Okay, now this is display property and another property called visibility. So you can use this visibility property and the property value hidden to hide the element. Okay, so here you can see two difference you can see from the display none and the visibility hidden. So in the visibility hidden, we can hide the element, but it still takes up the space in the layout. We can then මෙයාගෙන් අපි display නම් කියන එකෙන් අපි hide කරොත් content එකක් ඕගොල්ලෝ ඉස්සර දකින්න ඇති මම මේ H1 tag එක hide කරාම මේ lectures කියන එක මෙතනට ආවා. Okay, so in the previously I use this display none to my H1 tag. Then you can, I think you remember now this lectures tag came to here because now in this display none mode, it's turn off all the display and remove the element complete from the document. Okay, but in the visibility hidden mode, keep the space in the layout. So and the content of the that element will be hidden. Okay, that is the two difference between these two, visibility and the display none properties. Okay, you can try these things at home. Please try these. Okay, so this is how we can display, how we can control the display of the contents in our tags. Okay, so do we have any questions? Hasita asked the question, can we apply the same for images? Yes. Everything in the HTML is kind of a box proper. We have a box kind of box. So all the box model things are applicable to all the tags, and all these are, since all the, we can add those things to all the tags, image tag also, we can add these properties. Okay. Do you have any other questions? So if you want to hide the image, you can do this one. Okay, now we are moving to very special thing, CSS positioning. Okay. So Kalian, do you have any questions? Okay, CSS positioning. Okay, so it means we can position our elements in the page. So we have some couple of positioning types. Okay, So this static positioning and relative positioning and absolute positioning and fixed positioning. Okay. So these are the positioning types. It means we can position our elements in the web page. Okay. So static positioning is the default one. So static position element is always positioned according to the normal flow of the page. Okay. So elements are positioned static by default. Static position elements are not affected by the top, bottom, left, right, and Z index properties. Okay, these are some CSS properties: top, bottom, left, right. These are some separate CSS properties, and the Z index kind of separate property. So these static positioned elements are not affected by these properties. Okay, so static position mean its position actually where should it be positioned the normal as it's normal normally positioned in the web page, how it normally positioned. So it's static position we call it. So it means now for example, if now here we remove these things, okay, these things. Now when I write when I type h1 tag, h2 tag, so this is what we call position. මේක තමයි static positioning කියන්නේ. මේක තමයි ඉතින් by default position එක. ඒ කියන්නේ යා එන්න පුළුවන් විදිය. දැන් මෙයාගේ normally මෙතන width එක යාරන් තියෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ මේගොල්ලන් මෙයාගේ මේ full width එක අරන් තියෙනවා මෙයාගේ. ඉතින් ඒ විදිහට යා එන්න පුළුවන් විදිය තමයි අපි කියන්නේ static position කියන්නේ. Okay. The by default way is the static position. ඒක කොහොමද අපි එකක් type කරොත් එන්නේ ඒ තියෙන විදිය තමයි අපි කියන්නේ static position කියන්නේ. Okay. මේක ගැන එච්චර කතා කරන්න දෙන්න. මොකද by default විදිය තමයි මේ static position කියන්නේ. එතකොට දැන් මේ top bottom left right කියලා properties තියෙනවා CSS properties. ඒ වගේ මේකට effect වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද අපි ඒවා type කරාගෙන මොකද මේකේ position එක static. Okay. මේ position කියලා tag there is a tag called there's a property called position. So you can use the value as static, but no need to use because the default one is static. Okay. Now let's move to this relative position. Okay, relative position mean we can position our elements related to its normal position. Okay. Then the box is shifted from the normal position according to the properties. Now here we can use these properties: top, bottom, left, right, these position, these properties. Okay. Now I use this one to my h2 tag. Okay, position is relative, and the left I put 100 pixels. Okay, I save the file. Now you can see. Now you can see. Now this orange color highlighted area is also shifted. Then in the H1 tag, you can see the orange color highlighted area. That is the box of that element. Okay, box mode le box එක තමයි ඔය orange color එකකින් තියෙන්නේ. ඒකයි. ඒකට මම H2 tag එක position එක වෙනස් කරා relative වලට. ඒකට මම එයාගේ left side එකෙන් මම තිබ්බා 100 pixels. ඒක ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පේනවා ඒ මුළු box එකම CSS අපි කතා කරන අර box model එකේ box එකම එයා shift කරලා දිනවා left side එකෙන් 100 pixels. Okay. Do you understand what I say? That is what we call relative position. Okay, relatively we can change the position according to its normal position. Okay, very පැහැදිලිද? Do you understand? Do you have any questions? Okay. So similarly, if you want to put some value to top, okay.
Recording in progress.
Okay. So completely it moves into a new location or new position by using this top value and the left side value. Okay. This is what we call relative position. Relative position, it position the element with relatively its normal position. Okay. This is relative position. Then the absolute position. Okay. So this is the third one, absolute positioning. So absolute positioning means in this positioning method, elements is positioned relative to the first parent element that has a position other than static. If no such element is found, it will be positioned on the page relative to the top left corner of the browser. Then මෙයා කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Absolute position එකේදී එයා දැන් අපි absolute position එක ගන්න දැන් හරි. මම මේක change කරන්නම්කෝ absolute. I change this one into absolute. Okay. I change this one into absolute. Okay, now I go to inspect element and I can see now. Okay. Okay. Now what here say? An absolute position element is positioned relative to the first parent element that has a position other than static. First parent element කෙනෙක් බලනවා static position එක නැති එක්කෙනෙක්. හරිද? එතකොට parent කෙනෙක් කියලා කියන්නේ අපිට parent mean now this is the parent one and this is the child one. And the parent කෙනෙක් කියන්නේ යාට උඩින් ඉන්න කෙනෙක්. Okay? So now first is find the parent element, the position other than static. Static no position නැති කෙනෙක් බලන්න. Okay, then it take the position relative to that parent element. If no such element is found, it will be positioned on a page relative to the top left corner of the browser window. එහෙම කෙනෙක් හම්බුනේ නැත්නම් එයා මොකද කරන්නේ? browser එකේ මෙන්න මෙතන corner top left එක corner එකට හරියන්නේ එයා adjust කරගන්න. Now here can we find a element that has a position other than static. මෙතන අපිට පුළුවන් static position එක නැති parent element කෙනෙක් හොයාගන්න. Okay. Can we find it? Here I want to find a parent element to this element. Okay, parent element to this element. So position is not a static. Can we find element? Any answers? මම කියපු කතාව පැහැදිලිද ඔයගොල්ලන්ට තේරුණාද? You understand? Have you got the point? Okay, Dhanushka said, can you explain again that point? Okay, so can you read this one first? All of you, can you read this one and get the point? So then I will explain. Have you read this one? Yeah. Okay, what it says, not only Dhanush, okay, all others. So an absolute position element is position relative to the first parent element that has a position other than static. What it means? මේ absolute position එකෙන් කොහොමද අපි elements position කරන්න කියලා කියන්න තමයි මේ යන්නේ. Okay, first tell me what do you mean by parent element? Okay, what do you mean by parent element? Okay, parent element being now here you can see now the HTML document tree. Okay, initially I was wrong. Okay, I said the wrong element as a parent. So now this is the HTML code. Okay, so body, this is div tag. Inside this div tag we have h1 paragraph, HR, then closing tag with the div tag. Then another div tag here, UL tag, list item tag. Okay. Then this is the tree of that document, HTML document. So first we have body. Okay, here body tag. Inside this body tag we have div tag, another div tag here. Then we this div tag we have UL and li. Then this div tag we have h1 tag and the p tag, HR tag. Inside this p tag we have em tag here. So this is what we call HTML document tree. Okay. So here parent and child. So a parent is an element that is directly above and connected to an element in the document tree. In the diagram below, the div is a parent to the UL. I mean, the UL is a parent and okay. So now in our case, in our code, now this body, inside this body, we have h1 tag, h2 tag, div tag. Then inside this div tag, h1 tag. So then what is the parent of this h1 tag? This one, this h1. h1 tag is parent කවුද? Yes, that is this div tag. Okay. Then what is the parent of this div tag? Yes, this one, body. Then what is the parent of this tag? This h2 tag is similar also this body. Okay. Now what it says in this paragraph. So an absolute position element is position relative to the first parent element that has a position other than static. එතකොට මෙයා මොකද්ද කරන්නේ මුලින්ම හොයනවා first parent element. First parent element එක කියලා කියන්නේ now what is the first parent of this h1 tag? This one. First parent mean මුලින්ම හම්බෙන parent. මෙයා තමයි මුලින්ම හම්බෙන parent. නේ h1 tag එකට මුලින්ම හම්බෙන parent තමයි මෙයා. Okay? h1 tag එකේ parent කෙනෙක් තමයි මෙයා. එතකොට මේ h1 tag එකේ parent කෙනෙක් තමයි මෙයාත් නේ. ටිකක් බලන් ගියා. මුලින්ම හම්බෙන parent හැබැයි මෙයා. මෙයාගේ මේ body tag එකේ child කෙනෙක් තමයි මෙයා. මෙයා child කෙනෙක්. මෙයා child කෙනෙක්. මෙයා child කෙනෙක්. හැබැයි මේ h1 tag එක මෙයාගේ child නේ. දැන් හිතන්න මෙයා 100. 100ගේ ළමයි 4 දෙනා මේ 4 දෙනා. මෙයාගේ ළමයා තමයි මෙයා. ඒ වගේ. Okay. So then first parent of this h1 tag is this div tag. Okay, යන්නේ නේද first parent කියන්නේ. එතකොට මෙතන මොකද්ද මෙයා හොයන්නේ? First parent element එකක් හොයනවා that has a position other than static. Okay. Now we apply this absolute position property into this h2 tag. Then we want to find this one, this h2 tag. Then we want to find the first parent. Okay, this is the first parent, means body tag. Okay, first parent tamai body tag. Then we have another condition here, a position other than static. Static position එක නොවන position එකක් වෙන්නත් ඕනේ first parent ගේ. එහෙම වුණොත් තමයි ඒ parent සාපේක්ෂව තමයි මෙයා position එක හදන්නේ absolute position එකේ. Okay, then මේ body tag එකේ position එක මොකක්ද? Can you tell me what is the position of this body tag? If we have time, I requested another 15 minutes from the next lecturer. Okay. What is the position of this body tag? Indra says static. Any other answers? Yes, static, because the default position property is static. The property value is static. මොකද අපි වෙනස් කරොත් තමයි යා වෙන එකකට වැටෙන්නේ. මෙයා static. එහෙනම් මෙයාගේ first parent ගේ දැන් අර h2 tag එක අපි use කරන්නේ first parent ගේ position එක static. එහෙනම් මේක බලංගු වෙන්නේ නැහැ. නේද? මේක බලංගු වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද යාගේ එක static. එතකොට කියනවා එහෙම බලංගු නොවුනොත් if no such element is found, it will be positioned on a page relative to the top left corner of the browser window. එහෙම කෙනෙක් හම්බුනේ නැත්නම් එයා මොකද්ද කරන්නේ? එහෙම කෙනෙක් හම්බුනේ නැහැ දැන් අපිට නෑනේ. ඇයි මේ ස්ටැටික් නේ. ඒතර මෙයා මොකද මේ browser එකේ මෙන්න මෙතන මුල්ල top left corner එක කියන්නේ මෙතන. එතනට සාපේක්ෂව මෙයාගේ position එක තීරණය කරනවා. ඕකේ දැන් මොකද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? දැන් මේකේ position එක තීරණය කරලා තියෙන්නේ මෙන්න මේ මෙතන මුල්ලට සාපේක්ෂව. Okay. So now you can see, now this is the box model. You can see here, this is the content and this is the padding border. You can see the high, when I put the mouse pointer here, you can see the highlighting color of this element. So this is the content, and there is no padding. In the border is highlighted now. In the margin, this is margin, and the position. Okay, position is 200 pixels from the top. That is the position value. Yes, top 200 pixels. Okay, in the left 100 pixels. Okay, so 100 pixels කියලා කියන්නේ යා ගන්නවා මේ පැත්තෙන් 100 pixels මෙතින්. මෙන්න මෙතන ඉඳන් 100 pixels මෙතනට එනවා. ආයේ මෙතන ඉඳන් 200 pixels මෙතන. ඒතර තමයි absolute position. ඒතර absolute position එකේදී ඉන්නේ මෙන්න මේ දේවල් ටික තෘප්ත කරන විදිය අනුව යා position එක හරි ගන්නවා. Okay, do you have any questions? Have you got the point now? Okay, now it is clear. Okay, do you have any questions now? ප්‍රශ්න දිනනද? වැඩි දිනුනාද? ඔයගොල්ලෝ කතා කරන්නේ. Okay. Then the next positioning method is fixed positioning. Okay. So it is also fixed positioning is a subcategory of absolute positioning. The only difference is a fixed positioning element is fixed with respect to the browser's viewport and does not move when scrolled. So the මේකෙදි වෙන්නේ මේක browser එකේ window එකේ fix. අපේ browser එකේ window එකේ දැන් මෙහෙම දිගට scroll කරන් යන්න තිබ්බා කියලා එයා scroll වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක fix වෙලා එතනම තියෙනවා. මේක තමයි මේ fixed positioning එකේ විදිය. මේක ඔයගොල්ලෝ ගෙදරදී තනියෙන් කරලා බලන්න. Then this is one special thing. So stacking element in layers using Z index property. Okay. අපිට පුළුවන් මේ Z index property කියලා property එකක් තියෙනවා. මේ Z index property එක use කරලා අපිට පුළුවන් element stack කරන්න. Okay. So usually HTML pages are considered two-dimensional. However, in addition to their horizontal and vertical positions, box can be stacked along the Z-axis as well as using the CSS Z-index property. So what I mean, HTML pages, we have two-dimensional, so horizontal and the vertical position. So other than these two dimensions, we have Z-index property. So then we can stack elements on top of another element. Okay, this property specifies the stack level of the box whose position value is the value is one of absolute, fixed or relative. Then make property එක use කරන්න නම් ඒකේ position එකේ value එක absolute හරි fixed හරි relative හරි තියෙනවා. Static තිබ්බොත් වැඩේ කරන්න බෑ. Okay. ඒකට මේ වගේ තුනේ එකක් තියෙනවා. Now I change this one into 20 and 20. We'll see what will happen here. Now you can see, now this EA1140 web application development 1 text is under this lectures text. This means H1 tag is now, H2 tag is, now this is H2 tag. H2 tag is now on top of the H1 tag. මේ රතු පාට ලයින් මේ උඩින් ඉන්නේ. එතකොට ඔයාලා බලන්න මේකට උඩින් තමයි දැන් මෙයා ඉන්නේ. Okay. Now if I want to put this one into under the H1 tag, now what can I do? මේක තමයි අපි අර Z axis එක කියලා Z axis එක කියන්නේ මේ ස්ක්‍රීන් එකෙන් එළියට තමයි අපේ Z axis එක තියෙන්නේ. ඔයාලන්ට පේනවා දැන් මේක ඇත්තටම 2 dimension වුණාට මේ H1 tag එක උඩින් තමයි දැන් මේ H2 tag එක වැටලා තියෙන්නේ නේ. දැන් මට ඕන නම් මේ H2 tag එක යටට යවලා H1 tag එක උඩට ගේන්න පුළුවන්. මම කියපු කතාව තේරුණාද? අපෝට ඒක කොහොමද කරන්නේ? I change this one also into absolute mode. And adding this view tag. Okay. I will comment this one. This is how we can comment HTML tags in the HTML files. Okay. So now I will refresh the file. Okay. Now you can see this H2 tag is now on top of the H1 tag. Now I want to bring this H1 tag into on top of the H2 tag. Then my H2 tag is H1 tag again. Okay. Then how can I do it? Now both of them are now in static position. Okay. So then I type Z index. Okay. Here also I add Z index. Okay. Now I can put some values here. Now H1 I put 100. Then here I put 99. Okay. I refresh the file. Zoom it out. Okay, now what can you see here? Okay, I will add some colors, background. I put some background color. Put some aqua. Then I put here also I put another color. Background color. Then we can see it's this separation. Okay. So this one. Now you can't see the H2 tag because now H2 tag is the behind of the H1 tag. Okay. Make a background color category. Now I change the values. Now I put 99 here and I put 100 here. Okay, now H2 tag is 100, H1 tag user index is 99. Now what we have? Now you can see now H2 tag is on top of the H1 tag. Okay, so then by adjusting this Z index, okay, Z index, we can stacking the elements in the HTML. Okay, so the bigger value is in the top and the smaller values are in the bottom. Okay, මේ අර Z axis එක දිගේ Z axis එක කියලා කියන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ ස්ක්‍රීන් එකට ලම්බකව ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ ඇස පැත්තට. Okay, so we can add some values. Okay, not 99, you can add 562 here and 682 here. Like that, you can add any value. Okay, so now I want to add 452. Now what is the small value? This one is the smaller value and this one is the bigger value. Then if I refresh the file, now you can't see the H2 tag. That is what we call the stacking the elements. Okay, do you understand? Do you have any questions? By using this one, we can stack elements. Is it clear now? Okay. Then okay. Then one more thing we need to discuss here. It is floating. Okay. Floating. Okay. Floating elements. Now okay. Floating elements mean okay. Now let's try this one first. Remove these things. Okay, I add these things, I add this float property into this div tag. Okay, this float property, and the value is left. Okay, so now I uncomment this one. Uncomment this one, and I copy this one, and again I paste it. Now I have two div tags here. Okay, so now I go to the page and I refresh the page. And now you can see, now I have two div tags, but the thing is now, okay, I change the content here. It's really, I put div 2. And this is div 1. Okay, this is div 1 and div 2. Okay, we have two div tags. Now you can see this is div 1 and this is div 2. Okay, now I will add another div tag here, and I name it div 3. And then I change it to div 3. And again, now you can see div 3. Now what will happen if I put that float property? What will happen if I use this float property? Now I use it in the left side. I value as left. Now I change it to right. Okay, right. Then what will happen? Then div 1 is here, div 2 is here, div 3 is here. What that happen when I use div tag, that float property? Because दोनों float property use करना. तो काटे ये मुकाल दो नहीं. Yes, Indra says div elements are aligned. Yes, it is aligned, and we can arrange these elements in a linear line, horizontal way, in a order. Okay? So if I go to inspect element here, now you can see there are 3 div tags. Okay. So I keep some margin here. That is why you can see in space here. Okay. So I have 3 div tags. I arrange it with the order. Okay. So you can see it in a one line. So we call it, we can float it. Okay. So we can float these elements in 2 ways, either right side or the left side. If you use left side, now this is right side. The first element is comes here, and the second one, third one. See, starting from the right side. So if you change it to left side, okay, then this is the order: first, second, third. Okay, this is what we call plot. Okay. Okay, this is the end of today's lecture. So we discuss CSS box model and CSS overflow and the display visibility, position, then the floating. Okay, those things are discussed in the lecture. So today I plan to discuss this HTML tables, but I don't have enough time to discuss it. So please go through this lecture note and try these things. I will discuss it in the next session. So go through all the lessons. I try to upload this video today or tomorrow. Definitely before tomorrow I will upload it. For tomorrow mean before Tuesday I will upload the video. Okay. So please go through the video and do these things at home. So today I will give you another assignment, assignment 2. So you should upload it before the next Sunday. And next Sunday you have 50 minutes in class assignment. Okay, let's cover all three things, three weeks contents. The first week we have discussed the HTML, these things, and second week we discuss CSS, and the third week also we discuss some advanced things in the CSS. Okay, these three topics, these three areas will come to that in class assignment. Okay, it's a kind of quiz. So 15 minutes or 30 minutes quiz. So it's an open book one. So therefore, open book mean I don't ask some theory questions. So you have maybe in 30 minutes, if I give it 30 minutes, it's maybe 30 questions. Likewise, if 15 minutes, it's have 20 questions likewise, because it's open book one. So you have to quickly answer the questions. Okay. Therefore, please go through all the lecture videos and these things. So then you have in class assignment in the next week, and you have to submit another second assignment before the next week. Okay. So in the next week, I will discuss the WordPress. Okay. Then you can start the fourth week. Then after fourth week, you can start your assignment one, that the mini project that you have to prepare that your website. Okay. So then next tutorial class will be held on the 13th May from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's cover this tutorial 2 and tutorial 1. Okay, please do it and submit it before the tutorial session. Okay, so do you have any questions? So there is a question: when I add an image, it shows as broken, what will be the reason? Reason may be the wrong path. Okay, please check your path. Okay, do you have any questions? This course is very easy. The thing is, you have to work hard. Okay, please try to put these concepts into your mind and try to do these things. You don't know anything, you can Google it and find, or you can ask from me. Tutorial class will be held on 13th, and it will be conducted by another lecturer. Okay. Okay, if you don't have any questions, then we can stop the session. Okay, thank you for the participation, and try to work hard. So you have, I will give you an assignment, and you have another in-class assignment in next Sunday. Okay, thank you very much. Then we'll meet on next Sunday.